Hello, so my name is Amanda Yager, and I'm 24 years old, for those of you who don't know who I am. The reason I'm making this video is to kind of bring awareness to a condition called PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. It is a hormone disorder that affects women. I noticed that I had PCOS around the time that I was 11. I could have had it. Obviously, it's in my system. It's genetic. It's hereditary. I inherited it from somebody. Sorry, I can't speak. But I inherited it from somebody in my mom's side of the family. And I was like 11 when I first noticed like hair growth on my face. And it was mostly like the mustache area and a little bit around the beard. And at 11, that's like devastating. Like, I'm in middle school, you know, all my friends have boyfriends, and they're all into makeup, and they all look pretty, and everybody's about looks, and, 11 is a prime age to be bullied. It really is. And I got bullied for a couple of different things, but the hair growth was the worst thing that I've ever gotten bullied for. No 11-year-old girl should be sitting in her bathroom on a Friday night, crying, wondering how the heck am I gonna get rid of this? How can I make it go away? Why me? Why did God do this to me? What did I do to deserve to get this or to go through this? And honestly, like, I really struggled with it. I struggled with learning how to shave. Even at 24, I feel like there's still no proper way to shave a woman's face because women aren't supposed to grow facial hair. So the people who make products for women and their care, they don't think about that. They don't consider it. And if they do, it's either something that's super expensive or something that's cheap and might not work. I've tried waxing, I've tried shaving, I've tried different creams and ointments and hair removers, I've tried bleaching. I remember one time in particular, I was 16 or 17, and so I had like a little bit of experience, going through it for a few years. And I had tried this product from Nair, actually, and it was to remove facial hair for women. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. Gonna try it, no doubt about it. I want this to go away, and if this is gonna work, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make this work. So I had tried. By the way, I'm playing with hair ties. Please ignore my hands. But I had tried this Nair hair removal product for your face, and I had lathered it. I don't want to say lathered it, but I had put it on as instructed, like on my sideburns and on my chin area. I wasn't really that worried about the mustache. Whatever, like, my hair growth there was nothing compared to like the rest of my face. So I did the beard area and my sideburns, and I did it for the recommended amount of time, and it started after like 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes. I felt it starting to like burn, and I was like, okay, well, it's a chemical. It's like it's gonna burn. Like, whatever. I only have 5 more minutes, anyways. What's the worst that can happen? Boy, let me tell you, I was not prepared. At 17 years old, I was not prepared to have my face chemically burned by this Nair. Both sides of my face and my chin area were completely burned and scabbed over. It looked like I had some disease, like I was a zombie or something. It bled, it hurt, it was painful. It was embarrassing. I had to literally cake foundation on my face every single day to cover it and to hide it so that people wouldn't notice that. I would have much rather have just dealt with the hair, because then I had to go into the explanation of, oh, I, tried to remove my hair on my face and chemically burnt myself. And I feel like that was even more embarrassing. It took a long time to heal, especially since I was caking all kinds of products onto it, which slowed down the healing process and didn't help any whatsoever. That was a rough I want to say it was like 2 months. I mean, my skin was fabulous afterwards. My hair didn't grow back for a while because it was damaged from the chemical burns, but it definitely wasn't worth it. Like, it wasn't worth it at all. Um, I was bullied a lot through middle school and high school. A lot of kids said a lot of mean, messed up stuff to me. I've gotten called bearded lady a billion times. I've gotten told I should join the circus. Um, you know, I've heard comments about the 5 o'clock shadow. People getting angry and telling me to go shave my face. You know, and it really sucks because, like, anytime you're in an argument with somebody or a disagreement, that's the first thing that they throw at you. That little jab, like, oh, you should go shave your face, or, you know, they call you a man or ask if you're a man. A lot of judgment, a lot of bullying has gone on through my life from this. I feel like my hair growth and my PCOS and, you know, the side effect really altered my childhood from what a childhood should have been. As a teenager, I should have wanted to go and spend the night with my friends or with a boyfriend, and I should have probably had more boyfriends. I should have had more self-confidence in myself. I grew up literally hating myself. I grew up hating the way I looked. I grew up hating my face. I hated when people took pictures. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. I wouldn't go to sleepovers because I was afraid that somebody would wake up and notice that I had started to grow my hair, and I thought that I was gonna be made fun of. You know, people made it a joke to ask me out in school because who would want to date a girl with a beard? Anytime I got into an argument with a boyfriend or a friend or whoever, that would be the first thing that would be used against me. You know, they'd make the mean comment of go shave or go join the circus because you're a bearded lady. And that was really hard because I had trusted these people with that insecurity, and it was used against me. I've spent countless hours crying, begging God to fix it, to change it, to make it go away. There was times where I hated God because he made me this way. I really struggled. I really felt alone, like nobody else in the world understood, that nobody else in the world experienced what I've experienced. And I know now, like, now that I'm older, I'm 24, like, I know that this is not just my battle, that many people go through this battle, and I'm not alone. And that's why I'm sharing, because I wish when I was 11 that I would have had somebody like me to say, you know, it's okay to be unique, it's okay to be different, it's okay, you can't control it, it's not your fault, you didn't do anything, you didn't ask for this, nothing you said or did caused this, it's literally just hereditary, pure genetics. Somebody in my family on my mom's side had it, and through those genes I ended up with it. There are other things that the PCOS causes that I have to deal with. I'm constantly monitoring myself and my weight to make sure that I don't end up diabetic. I take medicine to prevent diabetes. There's the weight gain, and it's very hard to lose this weight once you put it on. I've been obese since probably like 8, maybe 9. Never grew up being like, you know, one of those girls that everybody wanted to be. I grew up quite literally hating myself. PCOS is a hormone disorder, but it has a lot of mental side effects as well. This disorder has honestly caused a lot of mental issues for me, a lot of depression, because why don't I fit in? Why am I different? Hating myself, self-confidence, self-esteem issues. Um, there's the anxiety of, oh my God, what if somebody notices? Did I shave well enough? What if somebody notices and says something? Oh, those kids back there laughing. Bet you they're laughing at me because they noticed my face. There's the anxiety of anytime I video chat somebody, record a video, send a Snapchat, whatever, that somebody's going to notice that and laugh or make fun of me or say something. There is the constant anxiety of what if a curious kid asks, meaning no harm whatsoever. What if they ask why I have this beard or why my face is prickly or, I thought you were a girl. Girls don't grow beards. And I've struggled with that with kids I used to babysit, with my sister's kids. And it's hard because how do you explain to a kid what's going on? They're not going to understand even if you do explain it. But it definitely does need to be explained, like, hey, like, that's not, it's never okay to, like, point that out or offend somebody or to make fun of that person or to judge that person or whatsoever, because this all starts and ends with us. Being kind and teaching our children to be kind. I never ever want to silence anybody. If a kid has a question, why do I have a beard? Ask your parents, like, don't be afraid to ask, and don't be afraid of your child asking. Like, I understand kids are curious, they have questions, and they don't mean any harm or anything by it. Ask, you know, just with that, I would try and talk to your kids, more privately. I personally have never gotten, like, angry or anything when a kid asks me about it. It's more so embarrassment. Because it's like, it's a kid, if they noticed it, then everybody else did, if they noticed it, they're probably gonna ask, they're probably gonna say something, but they don't understand. It's more so just pure embarrassment when a child asks, because it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like just a natural, like, secondary response at this point. Like, people saying anything about my facial hair growth or anything like that, now it doesn't bother me as much as it used to, as when I was younger. Like, when I was younger, that used to completely shatter my whole being. Like, that was the end of the world if somebody brought it up. But now it's kind of just like a little embarrassing. Like, like, hey, did you honestly have to point that out? Really? Like, really? Really? You had to point that out? I just hope that me speaking out, like, helps somebody. I hope that it helps anybody, even just one person. If this message reaches one person and helps them throughout their struggle with this, I will feel better. This has been a personal demon that I've fought for a very long time. It's been 13 years. 13 years since I've struggled with this, began my struggle with this. I've dealt with depression, anxiety from it all. I've dealt with, the emotional roller coaster that comes with it. You could be having a great day, and as soon as somebody mentions it, it just completely shatters everything. It ruins your whole day. Whatever. And honestly, like, there's times where, like, I want to go to the store or out with friends or whatever, and I have to take extra time to make sure that I'm presentable so that nobody says anything, because I'm that self-conscious. And it's like, even if I fix the problem and make it go away, I don't want to say traumatized, because it's not really, it is traumatizing, but it's really not traumatizing. But, like, all of the trauma has built up, and I've dealt with it for so long that no matter whether I fix the problem or not and find a way to get rid of facial hair, I'll always be self-conscious about it. I will always forever be worried and self-conscious about it. Like, oh, like, it's just always going to be there. It's always going to be in the back of my mind. I'm always going to be worried about it, concerned about it, freaking out and panicking about it. That's never going to go away. I mean, I hope it does. I hope that someday, you know, I can get rid of this and live a happier life, loving myself a bit more. Part of me making this video and the posts that I have is to try to heal myself that has been so deeply affected by my PCOS and my hair growth, because I'm not okay with it. You know, it's been a very rough ride living with something like this, and it's not easy, and it's very hard, and it's very emotional and traumatizing, and I have to face that demon. I'm trying to heal. I've spent a lot of this last year healing and trying to fix myself to be a better person and to be happy and full of light and love and everything that I kind of missed out on when I was a bit younger. And part of that is facing things like this, facing this, owning up to it, you know, learning to be okay with it. And honestly, I'm just so used to it. Like, it's just another thing to deal with. Honestly, at this point, that's what it's become. There's no anger or hate or frustration when people bring it up or talk about it. Because I'm past that. Everybody said everything they could think of to say about it. Like, I've heard every insult. I've heard every joke. Like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me anymore. I don't care what people think about me, personally. It's just more of like an anger and frustration that I have to deal with this every day of my life. Having to wake up and shave my face before I go down the stairs so that my family doesn't make any comment on it. You know, mostly the kids. My family's very loving, accepting, supporting, whatever. My family has never, ever, ever talked to me in a negative way about my facial hair. They don't even bring it up unless I bring it up first. But it's mostly just the younger kids. They bring it up because they're curious. They want to know why. They don't understand. They're all under the age of 10. They don't get it. So there's no anger or hostility or anything about that. It's just literally frustration that I have to shave my face as soon as I wake up. I have to shave my face 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, however many times a day, depending on how it wants to grow that day. Even when I do shave, I have to put on makeup to cover everything up. That's a long process. Takes out a huge chunk of my day. You know, and even then, there's still some shadows and stuff on my face. I don't have any makeup on now, so, you know, you can see a little bit, kind of what's going on, but not really. But even when I don't wear makeup, like, you can always notice it. Even when I do, there's still shadows, and you can notice it. Majority of my pictures, even if there's tons of makeup caked on my face and it's not really noticeable, if there's even the slightest bit of a shadow, I'm immediately looking through filters like, how can I get rid of that shadow on my face so that nobody says something? Which is something I want to change. I want to be unfiltered. I want to be able to just post the first pic I take and be happy with how I look. You know, what person or what female even doesn't? You know, we all want to look beautiful. We all want to feel beautiful. We all want to be confident and feel confident. This is just one of the first steps on my journey to getting that way. I am taking, like, oral birth control to kind of get some hormones into my system, because this is caused from too much androgen and testosterone in my system and not enough, you know, estrogen, stuff like that. So I am on that. I am actually currently going to Mountain State Dermatology. I plan on seeing them and talking to a specialist about possibly doing something to get rid of this. I know they offer, like, the laser hair removals, and they have creams and stuff like that. They also, I know some places offer, like, the hormone injections, like the shots you can get for hormones. Like, a lot of people who are transitioning get hormone shots or whatever, and it kind of helps them, whether they want the facial hair or they want to get rid of it. So there's been a lot of looking into that, a lot of looking in to just different treatment options and different treatment plans. I guess just the whole reason I'm making this video is kind of like help myself and help other people. Sorry, I've got, like, hiccups, but they're not really hiccups, they're like hiccup burps. Sorry. But yeah, I'm just trying to help myself heal and get through this, but I also want to help other people because I know I'm not the only one. I know there's people out there who deal with this and struggle with it and probably are going through every emotion I went through as an 11-year-old, as a 13-year-old, as a 15-year-old, as a 17-year-old. And I want to bring awareness. I want them to know that they're not alone, that it's not, they're not, they're not alone. People have felt this. People feel it every day. There are people who probably have this worse than I do. There are people out there who are probably struggling with this way worse than I do. I just wanted to speak up and use my voice for something that matters to me. Because this does matter. It is important. There should be more education on it. I feel like if it was more of a common thing and there was more education out there, that maybe kids that are 11, 12, 13 going through this that can't do anything about it could not feel so ashamed, not feel so alone. Maybe they wouldn't be bullied and picked on as much because there is awareness and they're being taught about what it actually is, why it's going on, this, that, the other. You know, that's just my main goal here. I just want to help others. The only thing I ask is just please be kind. Don't judge. Don't be hateful. Don't be spiteful. Don't poke fun. I don't care if you're that person's best friend and you've been friends for 25 years. Do not poke fun at them for something like that because you do not know how it affects them. You do not know what they've been through. You do not know in their mind how they're going to react or take the news or whatever, or the comments or the jokes that you make. It's not funny. It's not. It's called bullying. And even as adults, bullying still happens and it's not okay. So just please, you know, just be kind. Teach your kids to be kind. It's really not that hard.